Hi there. I'm just randomly doing a Friday afternoon live stream because I'm bored and because our plans fell through for the day with the kids. So they're over to the side playing and they're probably gonna be really loud. Can you guys not be quite so loud? Okay, they're just not even gonna listen to me. But I thought, what could I do today just to keep myself occupied? And I thought, let's do some travel trivia. And the country that I know best is Costa Rica. So I'm going to do some travel trivia with the country of Costa Rica.
No, they're all in water. They're all in water.
It looks like I have 2 people watching. Oh my goodness. Fuchsia Studios is here. Yay! Finally, I get to live stream and entertain you for once instead of it being the other way around. And I don't know who else is watching. I wonder if that's just me. Is it just me and Fuchsia? That's okay. I'm going to type to you. Hello, Fuchsia Studios. There. It's a one-on-one chat. I'll stall for a tiny little bit, see if anybody else hops on. This wasn't a planned stream, so I don't know if anybody else will even be around because it's Friday. People are working. Maybe people are going on holidays. I don't know if the States have a long weekend, but I know it's the long weekend for Canada because it's Canada Day this weekend. Paranormal Mama, hello. Thanks for joining. I'm hoping to keep you entertained with my Costa Rica trivia. I brought out a few little trinkets to show you some things that I've collected from Costa Rica, and I have my facts and I have my photo albums. I'm very excited to do this quick little stream. Shh, Parker. Oh man, I set up this rainbow rice tub for them with all this colored rice that I'd made, and it is everywhere. I laid out a blanket hoping to catch all this rice, but it's everywhere. So we'll see what my deck looks like by the end of this live stream. It's probably going to be totally trashed. So I have just 3 people. Oh, and the chat's being, here we go. Fuchsia Studios says, my good friend spent her whole life in high school in Costa Rica. That would have been a really cool experience. Hey, you too. Stop shouting. Goodness. I have been to Costa Rica 3 times. I got married down there. I am still only married down there. But I have been in 2009, 2011, and I went again in 2014. We took my daughter, who was only 10 months at the time. Fuchsia Studios, all I know about it is it's beautiful, the beach is awesome, and soccer is everywhere. Yes. Well, I bet you'll know more than you think once I start the trivia. Yes, Paranormal Mama, you understand how kids are. So you're going to hear them screeching probably the whole way through this, but it is what it is. And you'll see me yelling at them and giving them an evil eye, telling them to hush. So just to start for a little intro. So this is how I do my travel memories. I put them in this travel or this it's like an online photo album, digital scrapbooking. It's called Mixbook, and I love it. I don't work for them. I don't get any money from them, but I've done presentations. Parker, shush. I've done presentations for the school district, I think every year for like 4 or 5 years. And these photo albums are great. They're nice and thin, so they're way skinnier than a normal photo album. But the color and the clarity is really clear. And then inside the pictures, they're nice and easy to see. And then you can write little stories and stuff and explain what the pictures are about. So this is how I do my photo albums, and I love them. Hi, Fly by Feet. Thanks for joining. I am not in Vancouver Island anymore. I'm home. We've been home for a month. I've just been slowly releasing videos based on that trip, but I'm almost out. So I'm going to have to go somewhere again, so I've got more stuff. Yeah, Paranormal Mama, they're really beautiful. So this is our wedding photo album that I made from 2009. And then we went again in 2011. And this time we took a trip to the interior. Oops, I dropped something. And so I've got lots of gorgeous photos on that. I just love these books. And then we went again in 2014 with our 10-month-old daughter at the time. And it was her first time ever seeing the ocean and going on the beach. And she loved it. So I know a little bit about Costa Rica. I don't know everything. I had to look up some of the facts today just to make sure I had it right. Let's see, we've got 5 people watching now. That's better than 0. Hello, Travel Minds. Thanks for joining. Okay, so this is the first time I've ever done a travel trivia stream. So I'm going to ask a question, and if you know the answer, just type it in the box. There is 0 prize for getting the right answer, just pride and joy in your own intelligence. Thanks for coming back, Yusha, and thanks for tweeting that out. That's awesome. I'm just bored. I don't want to clean the house anymore. I've cleaned it all week and it looks like I've done nothing. So there's no point. I may as well just go on the computer. Okay. Question number 1. For those of you who might know, Costa Rican locals are known as, what do they call themselves? There's a term they refer to themselves as. Tourists, people that are visiting, are known as gringos or gringas, but Costa Rican locals call themselves a different word, and I'm wondering if anybody knows. I got so tanned when I was down there, people were calling me that word, and not just tourists, the locals were calling me that word. So it kind of refers to the dark-skinned, tanned, good-looking Costa Rican people. Oh, thanks for tweeting it too, Paranormal Mama. Oh, here are my nails, Pusha. She did a good job. I said I wanted something fun and bright for summer. So your options to choose, you want like an A, B, C, or D thing? Okay, I don't know. I can't think of words off the top of my head. It starts with a T. That's what Costa Rican locals call themselves. Starts with a T. It's a Spanish word. I don't actually know what it means, except that it means a Costa Rican local. You're welcome to Google it. It'll show up on Google. Here, let me try and think of random words. We've got TV Tapa. Oh, Fly by Feet got it. Fly by Feet wins the invisible prize. They are called ticos. Males are ticos and females are ticas. And then if you're just a group of locals, it is ticos. Hello, Farmel Fanatic. Thank you for joining. Oh, this is so fun. I feel like I have a group of friends just hanging out on the deck with me right now while my children trash it with rainbow rice. So Fly by Feet gets a point in this invisible contest. So ticos. So when I was down there, I got so tanned. People were calling me Tico, which I took as a point of pride because I really enjoy the country and the people. So yes, Fly by Feet has been there and they noticed the word. Chat doesn't like that I'm writing too much. My chat's being picky. That's not good. Let's see if I can find. I think I've got a great picture of a Tico lady holding my daughter when we went down there last. So this is your typical Tica in her traditional kind of clothing. She had like a big long black skirt on and her hair was knotted in a bun in the back. And that's what a lot of them look like, nice, cool, loose clothes. And they are the best people in the whole world. I love them. Okay, question number 2. The most famous active volcano in Costa Rica is? So there's lots of, I think there's like 200 volcanoes in Costa Rica. They have the world's widest one, but what is the most famous one that is currently active? And it's a huge tourist hotspot, so you might have heard of it. Fly by Feet. My plan for my next trip. We're not going anywhere official until October. when we are going to London and then Vienna and then Venice. So it's a nice big trip then. But for the rest of the summer, I think we're just sticking around here unless something pops up, which I hope it does. Fuchsia Studios wins the prize. The most active volcano, the most famous active volcano in Costa Rica is Arenal, which has such a huge tourist area. There's tons of hot springs and resorts, and they do lots of ecotourism. So there's lots of rappelling down mountainsides and whitewater rafting and exploring in the jungle. It's such a great area. I do have a video on my channel about the Baldi Hot Springs and Resort, and that's where we spent our nights outside the Arenal volcano, and then we went to a waterfall there. You guys have to be slightly quieter. Hold on. No, I'm not going to go get you a ball.
No, kind of like a ball.
I'll get it after, okay? Okay, thank you. Go get your water gun. Oh, Pusha Studios cheated. That's okay. I said it was okay to Google, so well done. Arenal Volcano. If anybody is headed to Costa Rica, feel free to go check out the Arenal area. So here is one of the waterfalls that we went to go see when we were down in Arenal. And let's see if I can find a picture. Oh, good Lord. My fingers are sticky. Hello, family show of 4. Thanks for joining. And DR Outdoors and Terrell. Oh my gosh, a whole bunch of people in here. Thanks for coming. So this is the resort that we stayed at with all the hot springs. They tried to make it look very natural. Hey, Abby. And yeah, then my kids are going to get annoying. I'm sorry, Fly by Feet. I asked them to be quiet, but they don't listen to me. Here's the Arenal volcano and us standing in front of it. And it was erupting that day, but sadly the lava was erupting on the other side, so we never got to see it. But that's Arenal. It's awesome. Oh my God, they're quiet. Oh, wait. They were quiet for a second. Look at all these awesome people here. Thanks for coming on, guys. Yes, dear, kids are going to be kids. At least they're not fighting, but I should knock on wood. Okay, ooh, I was giving you the answers. All right, next question for those of you who may know it. Costa Rica's currency is called the what? Hello, Muskie Hans. I need headphones to drown them out. They'd probably be murdering each other in the backyard and I just ignore it. Yes, Costa Rica's currency. 1 second. Abby. Hey. And they were trying to kill each other. Okay, we're back. Fuchsia Studios is winning again. 2 points for Fuchsia Studios. The Cologne or Coloni. They pronounce it Coloni down there, but then when I read it online, it looks like Cologne. I call it a Coloni because that's how they pronounce it down there. So that is the currency. It is comprised of mainly coins. There are so many coins when it comes to colonis. And I've saved a bunch in my little treasure box. So I'll show you what they look like. They can be quite large. So this is 500 colonis, which it's been a while since I've been down there. I think it's like 50 cents. It's not very much. The conversion is not much. They do have some silver ones, but mostly the colonis are made out of gold. And I like them because they look like pirate treasure. That's why I keep them in a pirate box.
I'm not playing Chubba Choo Choo.
Hi, down the rabbit hole. Hey, family show of 4. You've got 4, so you know what this is like with these kids. At least they're playing nice. So there's 100 colonis. They all look the same except for their size and then what's printed on them. So they just tell you the number of them. So those are the coins. And I try and spend them quickly because they add up. They're heavy. Like this is a heavy little chest here. And they add up because usually I find the Ticos like to give you change rather than cash back. So if they could give you this many colonies instead of a paper bill, they will. They will always hand back coins, in my experience. But the paper money, I love. It is so colorful. It looks like this. It's got all the colors on it. And it's the same as Canadian money. It's that plastic unrippable paper. So I like that part too. I don't have too much paper money left because, like I said, they prefer to give you back coins. So, but this is Abby. So this is what their paper money looks like. One of my favorite souvenirs that I got from Costa Rica was a set of towels for the whole family. I bought 4, even though there was only 3 of us last time we went down there because I was pregnant with Parker when we were down there. Like morning sickness pregnant the whole time. That was fun. So I bought towels that look like the money. So when we lay them out on the beach, there's like a $20, a $5, $10, and a $50 all laid out on the beach together. It looks really cool. So if you ever go down to Costa Rica, that's a fun souvenir to grab, are the towels that look like money. All right, Fuchsia, you're winning. Good job. Okay, our next question is, Costa Rica has how many provinces? Woo. How many provinces does Costa Rica have? You don't have to know the names. You just have to know how many. I did not cut my hair, by the way. It's in this weird ponytail because I don't like doing my hair. How many provinces does Costa Rica have? And then I'll tell you which one I got married in. The prettiest one, in my opinion. It's less than 20, greater than 2. Fuchsia again with the answer, 7. She's on fire. Is this Xenia or is this Andrew? Before I say she. I'm just curious because that's 3 points for Fuchsia. So there are 7 provinces. There's San Jose in the interior with the capital city and the major airport. There's Alajuela. There's Heredia. Xenia, don't stop cheating. You're getting it. You're keeping the show going. So I thought it was you, Xenia. I thought so. That's 3 provinces. There's Cartago. There is Punta Arenas. There is Limon, and there is Guanacaste. And Guanacaste is where I got married on the Pacific coast. It's fantastic. It's like the white sand beaches with the palm trees hovering over the beach and snorkeling and sea kayaking out to islands. So Guanacaste, I would recommend highly. It's also got a lot of surfing villages. So if you're into the surfing lifestyle, that's a great place to go. I'll show you some, Abby, show you some pictures of the beaches in Guanacaste. You know, girl, we should do a girls' night out live stream. Yes, we should. I like that. Make some drinks, have some laughs. So here's the beach where I got married. It had like these big black rocks in the middle of the beach. And then it was kind of in a cove. So that's where I got married. And this was called Playa Carrillo. If I can find the trees. That's not Carrillo. Oh, good Lord. Of course I can't find it when I want to show it to people. Here we go. So yeah, that's Carrillo, where I got married. And then there is another beach just down the road, like 15, 20-minute drive, called Samara. And that's a surfing village, and they do surfing lessons there. They do have a coral reef at Samara, so sometimes there's sharp pieces of coral in the sand. That's why I like Carrillo better. So that is Guanacaste. Guanacaste does not have the Arnal volcano in it. You have to drive inland. I think Arnal might be in, maybe in San Jose province. I'm not 100% sure. It's a bit of a drive from Guanacaste. But if you want to stay on the coast and see some beautiful beaches, that's your ticket. All right, question number 5. Costa Rica is comparable to which Great Lakes? So we're talking size. So out of all the Great Lakes that are between Canada and the United States, which one is Costa Rica most comparable to in size? So you only have 5 lakes to choose from. This is, you can just randomly guess. You could float Costa Rica inside this Great Lake, and they would be very comparable.
Oh, that's to put it all in here.
5. Make sure, if you are still watching and you're entertained, to tweet it out. Let's get some more people in here so we can get a little more competitive with our questions. My kids are actually being good. It's good. Is anybody Googling the Great Lake question? Which Great Lake is comparable in size to Costa Rica? It's mid-range. I'll tell you that. It's mid-range. It's not the largest and it's not the smallest. Is anyone here doing anything for the long weekend? Anyone have any good plans? Fuchsia Studios, Lake Michigan. She wins again. I have to send you some sort of prize in the mail for this. Yes, it's Lake Michigan. So Costa Rica is actually smaller than Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan is bigger than the entire country. So you could technically put Costa Rica inside Lake Michigan and it would float and it wouldn't touch the edges. So I find that crazy to think that Canada has a lake that is bigger than the entire country of Costa Rica. Yes, but you're the only one giving me answers, Fuchsia. So I will award you a prize because you're keeping the show flowing. So yeah, anyways, I thought that was such an interesting fact because when you're there and you're traveling around, like we drove to Arnold and we drove to a couple of the beaches up north to try and see turtles. And that whole time we were driving around that country and it was taking us forever. We could have just been sea-dooing on Lake Michigan. It kind of blows my mind a little bit. So Canada is huge. And sometimes I forget how big we really are compared to the rest of the world. All right. Costa Rica's major industry, other than tourism, is what? They are the second largest exporter of bananas in the world, but that's not their biggest industry. So tourism obviously tops their list of industry, but what is their second most major industry? It might surprise some people. I do have a video about it on my channel as well. So if you are curious, there is a video where we tour that major industry. It is not fish. Nope. They do fishing down there, but not their biggest industry. I'm giving you a hint. That's my hint. If anybody can guess that, I hope you can guess that hint. I hope it doesn't rain. I'm sitting on my deck right now because it was such a beautiful day and now the clouds are starting to roll in. I don't think I actually need these right now. My eyes are very smudgy. I went to the chiropractor this morning because 2 years ago I fell down a flight of stairs while holding my son, and to prevent my son from dying and getting crushed, I twisted my body to hold him up, and I slid down a flight of cement stairs on my leg with my ankle hyperextended. And we did a foam fest run last weekend and my ankle has not recovered from that yet. So I'm trying to get it fixed. So anyways, I was laying smushed down into a chiropractic table this morning and that's why I look so weird. It is not agriculture. Well, it is a form of agriculture. What do they grow? What do they grow? That's my hint. Yeah, I'm gonna wear this just because my eyes look so bad.
Hey. Put them right there.
Should I give it to Pusha for guessing agriculture? Because it's coffee. Yes, it's coffee. In Costa Rica, if you drive to the Monteverde cloud forest area, like 90% of the fields that you're going to pass are coffee plantations or coffee farms. They have just so many coffee farms, and like every other big town, it seems, has a coffee roasting facility. So we went and toured a coffee farm when we were down there with Abby, actually. She could have cared less about the coffee, to be honest. But we did tour a coffee farm down there. It was called Life Coffee, but they don't sell it up here. So we got to see them picking all the coffee beans and drying them out on racks. And he showed us how to identify ripe coffee beans, which are the bright red ones, and the green ones are unripe. He showed us how to identify blight on coffee plants.
Come here. Get more.
Abby, quit shouting. And then after touring the whole farm, it was like a self-sustaining farm. So they had pigs and chickens, and they would like use the manure as fertilizer. And they had some sort of like water recycling system. So we got to see all of that. We got to like dip our hands into the coffee and help pick it. And then afterwards, we went to the local room, coffee lab. And they showed us, Abby, quit shouting. You are though. And so they showed us how the roaster worked, and we got to see how the roasting genius determined which ones were going to be a dark roast and a light roast and a medium roast. Hello, the family works. Thanks for joining in. And then after they did a coffee tasting with us, which was very cool. So after learning all about the coffee, which ones were sweeter, which ones were more bitter, they did anonymous bowls of coffee that we had to drink out of, and then we had to identify which kind of bean it had been made out of, and then which kind of roast it had done. So it was really cool. I came back feeling like I knew everything about coffee. And I haven't drank a flavored coffee since, because they told me that those flavored coffees, like what did I used to like? The hazelnut kind of flavored coffees, that they are made out of the garbage coffee that's either overburnt or is picked and it's not quite ripe enough yet. So all the crappy coffee gets put into a vat. Then they roast it and make it into flavored coffee. And the flavor covers up the fact that it's horrible coffee. So I haven't drank flavored coffee since, because I know better. But it was a really cool adventure. And all of my trips to Costa Rica happened before I was into vlogging and into using my video, which is really sad, because I have like these 3 huge books full of awesome pictures and adventures and no video to go along with them. Hello, As Lovely and my Japanese Lifestyle UK. Thanks for popping in. I'm glad you came. If you can't stay, I understand, because it is a Friday afternoon and people are busy, but thanks for coming. So anyways, that's coffee. My favorite brand of Costa Rican coffee, by the way, is called 1812, and they do sometimes sell it up here in Canada. So if you see the brand 1812, it's got like a yellow and orange sunset with a silhouette of a Costa Rican farmer in his fields. You should buy it, because it's really, really good coffee. Hi, Remy. Thanks for coming. Oh, this is so exciting. I'm seeing all my happy people. All right, so while I've got some people in here, let's do question number 7. What does the word soda refer to in Costa Rica? They like to use the word soda, but it's not quite the same as what you might think it means. So what is a soda in Costa Rica? And this is good to know for those of you traveling to Costa Rica. It's handy because you will probably want to go find a soda at some point. Oh, the sun is starting to shine on my computer in a weird angle. So if anybody wants to Google it, that's fine. Googling is not cheating. And Pusha wins it again. It is a place where, well, I don't know if that's what you meant, but I'm going to give it to you. It's a place where they serve Costa Rican cuisine. So it's like a cafe or a small restaurant with a very, very limited menu. But these are great when you are out driving or traveling or walking around town and you're like, I'm hungry. I'm sorry, I'm hungry. Where did that come from? But you don't have plans for a restaurant and you don't want to sit down for a big meal. You're going to find a soda. And sodas are usually like little holes in the wall, tiny little restaurants, or they could be in somebody's front porch. So a lot of Costa Rican homes have their house in back. It's kind of like a wooden rectangular home. And then they'll have a big round circular veranda out front with tables and chairs, and that's a soda. And they just make your food in their home kitchen and serve it to you out on their front porch. And it's usually just like chicken, beans, rice, and a light salad. So it's not a very big menu. Maybe they'll have plantains. Oh, thanks, Remy. I like my big bug eye glasses. So anyways, sodas are my favorite restaurants in all of Costa Rica because it's simple, it's quick, and you get to meet the locals because it's like somebody's grandma just cooking their food in their kitchen and then serving it to you on their patio. And I love it so much. So that is a great word for anybody traveling to Costa Rica to know. Go find yourself a soda and go sit and talk to the locals and just hang out and eat good food. Plantains. Oh, they're so good. Plantains are like those small form of a banana. They're like this big, but they taste like candy. So you just slice them in half and you cook them in oil in a frying pan. And then you can chop them into little pieces if you want. And then you just serve them as a side dish. But I use them as my dessert when I'm in Costa Rica because they taste like candy. They're so good. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. It's like they've been caramelized or something. So they sell plantains here in Canada, and I'm sure in the States. So if you don't know what to do with a plantain, you buy a bunch, slice them up, and fry them. You don't need to add anything else. They're so good. So that's a soda. Question. Oh, wait, Fuchsia, we have them a lot here in Sammy Fruit. But yeah, now you know how to make them. They're so good. So what coffee is the best? It's called 1812. I'll type it in the chat here. 1812 coffee. It's an Arabica bean because legally in Costa Rica, they can only grow that type of bean. I'm not sure why. It was a law that was passed a while ago. I think it's because of the way it grows and the way it has to be harvested. It's more eco-friendly. So that's the only bean you'll find from Costa Rica is an Arabica, whatever. But 1812 is my favorite brand, my Japanese lifestyle. I don't know if they sell it in the UK or anywhere else. I've seen it in Canada though. I've seen it in Canada before. Whenever we go down there, we buy like 5 bags to bring back so we don't run out. And then we just stick it in the freezer. Hello, Happy Trails Hiking. Thanks for joining. This is so fun. Yes, Amazon. That's a good idea. See if you can find some on Amazon. It's like a medium roast, but it's, oh, I don't know. It's just so flavorful. It's like a full-bodied coffee. I love it. Okay, question number 8. This is super easy. I think most of you will be able to get this, so get your fingers ready. Costa Rica's famous slogan is what? What's their famous slogan that if you go to Costa Rica, people are going to say it as hello, they're going to say it as goodbye. It's going to be written on all of your tourist stuff that you purchase. Their famous slogan. And it's something that you can internalize and take home with you. And that's right, Pusha. It is Pura Vida, which means pure life. Pura Vida, they say it to say hello. They say it to say goodbye. They say it to end their sentences. It's just so ingrained down there, that whole Pura Vida idea. Yes, good job, Happy Trails Hiking. Give Xenia a run for her money. She's been like murdering everybody today with her answers. So we need someone to give her a little competition. So like I said, it's everywhere. So this is something that we bought because we wanted to hang it above our bar downstairs, because Pura Vida is just, I think, a great way to live your life. It means pure life. And in Costa Rica, it refers to kind of their laid back, easygoing, nature-loving kind of lifestyle. Let's hang out on the beach. Let's hang out on the patio and eat plantains. So yeah, we bought ourselves a Pura Vida to remind ourselves that we need to have a pure life and relax and enjoy. Hello, Sergio. Welcome to my stream. We are doing some Costa Rica trivia. So this is one of my items from Costa Rica, and we just talked about Costa Rica's famous slogan, Pura Vida. We're getting close to the end already. How long have I been on? I'm just killing some time this afternoon. I don't know. It's not saying. That's all right. So question number 9. So I thought maybe I'll do a little bit of political stuff so that you guys can feel, you know, cultured and intelligent when it comes to political discussions about Costa Rica. So what type of government does Costa Rica officially have? Because all over the world you'll have, you know, military-run governments or democratic governments, or you'll have royal governments. So what kind of government does Costa Rica have? And who's the head? Who's the head of it? Oh, my Japanese lifestyle is Googling the coffee. I think I see this coffee online. Pure Gusto. That's not the same. I've never had Pure Gusto, but it's 1812 is the brand. And if you see a package, my Japanese lifestyle, it's going to have like a sunset. It'll be orange and yellow with a silhouette of somebody in a field. And that's what it looks like. So look for the sunset bag of coffee. Yes, it is democratic, my Japanese lifestyle. Oh, Xenia, he beat you. 1 point for my Japanese lifestyle UK. Yes, Costa Rica is democratic with a president at the head of it. And this is something I found interesting. It kind of ties in with the whole Pura Vida lifestyle. Costa Rica has not had an army since like 1949. They abolished their army back then. They said they were going to be a neutral country. They weren't getting involved in any conflicts because they wanted the whole peaceful, Pura Vida, laid-back lifestyle. And funding an army went against their belief system. So they have not had an army in over 50 years, 60, 70 years. So I find that crazy. I love that, though. And what they did, instead of putting all their money into army funding, they moved that money into the education system. So when you go to Costa Rica, every village, no matter how big or small, basically every village has a school. Even if only like 8 children are there to attend, they have a school. They're so into education. They have like a 96% literacy rate. Like everybody can read. Everybody gets some level of schooling. And if you live in a village where there is no school, if you're that small, they have a national radio broadcast that sends out like lessons online for kids to learn English and math and all that stuff. So they're very into education. So yeah, they don't spend any money on the army. They spend all that money on education. So I thought, back before we had kids, I was like, we should move down there and I could be a teacher, because if they have that many schools, there should be jobs for people. And then we had kids. So now I'm stuck here. But it's okay. I like it here. So yes, now you can go tell people that Costa Rica is a democratic system with the president and 0 army. All right, and we're on to our last question, and then we can chat a little more if you want. I don't know what time it is. Been on for 40 minutes. That's pretty cool. All right, question 10. I had to throw this in. Costa Rica's 2 major competing beers are If anybody knows anything about beer, I know I've got a couple people that follow my channel that are beer connoisseurs. But there are two brands that are like the major brands in Costa Rica, and they're like battling it out all the time. If you drive down the road, you'll see a soda on this side of the road, and it's got a big sign with the one beer brand hanging off of it. And then like 50 feet down the road this way, there's another soda or a restaurant or a convenience store, and the other competing label of beer has hung their sign there. So you're always seeing the two. Fuchsia Studios got it again. Imperial and Pilsen. Not to be confused with Pilsner. Not the same. So Imperial and Pilsen are the two brands. I personally prefer the Imperial. It's got like an image of an eagle on it. So I bought like these big Imperial eagle earrings when I was down there one time. And then I wore to school and all the kids were like, "What's that?" And I was like, beer. Beer logo. Not the most appropriate thing to wear as a junior high teacher. But yeah, Imperial is like kind of like a Heineken. It's a lighter pale kind of beer. And Pilsen, it's a bit heavier. So it's also an ale though, but it's a bit heavier. I like the Imperial one better. But yeah, you can get t-shirts, towels, earrings, everything with the two labels of the beer things, and they're everywhere on every sign. And I like it because it's just part of the whole Costa Rican culture. Even if you don't drink beer, you're going to know what the two brands are. I'm editing and my Google skills are slow. It's all right. Xenia is very fast on the computer. So well done, Fuchsia. And that, I think, was all I had for questions. I didn't want to go too long today. I haven't fed my kids lunch, but they don't seem to care, so whatever. But I just wanted to get online and say hi to everybody and do a little Costa Rican trivia and show you some of the, cool things that I've been able to collect over the past few times that I've been there, and see what you guys knew about Costa Rica. I also wanted to show off my photo albums a little bit because I worked really hard on them. So can I brag about something? Is it braggy of me? But my father-in-law owns a house down there. That's why we've been able to go so many times, is he has a house down in the Guanacaste province in this like gated community. It's so gorgeous. He's not rich by any means, but man, he sure looks rich when you go down there, because this is the house down in Costa Rica. It's this one-story kind of sprawling bungalow, and like it's got like, here's the hammock, it's got a hot tub, there's a private beach in this gated area that you can walk to. So here's another image of the house. It's got this big patio in the front, and then there's a pool house, and he lives really close to the pool house. It's like a walk up this hill, and so here is the there's like a barbecue and a pool table and tables and stuff in this area. And then this is the pool where his community is. And he's like the house that's closest to the pool. So it's just in his backyard, basically. So this is where we took our wedding photos when I was down there. So there's a big pool and there's a little kiddie pool. And I put my lounger in there and I lay there in suntan when I go. So yeah, this is my paradise. I don't know where your paradise is, but this is my paradise.
Hey, Parker's saying, can you turn the water on?
In a moment, okay?
Yeah, the hose.
Yes, in a moment. They want to turn the hose on, which means they'll destroy my computer. So I just wanted to share that with you because he's thinking about selling this house and it's breaking my heart, but we haven't been down there since Abby was 10 months old. Hey, just wait. So we better get down there soon or he's going to sell this house because he says nobody uses it, which is kind of true. So hopefully in the near future, I'll be doing lots of like comprehensive vlogs on Costa Rica, not just the little videos that I managed to scrape together from before I was interested in vlogging. Why aren't I moving there in the summer? Yeah, I wish. Which, you know what? In the spring and summer, that's actually the dry season in Costa Rica. It's not very green down there. We got married April 1st, April Fool's Day. And if you look at our wedding pictures on the beach, like half of the trees don't even have leaves. It looks brown and yucky. You find some. So I actually wouldn't want to live down there in the summer. Here, you can see behind us, the trees are just scraggly and brown and there's nothing there. I would actually, if I had to move there at any time, I'd move there in the fall. Because it's the wet season, but it rains in the morning, and then in the afternoon it's hot again, and then it rains in the evening. So it's like perfect to go to the beach, relax, and then go back home when it's raining. Yeah, April Fool's Day. So we eloped. We didn't bring any family with us, and we came back and we're like, hey, we're married. We got married on April Fool's Day, and nobody believed us because it was April Fool's Day. And technically, like I said in my other video, we're actually not still married. So April Fool's on us. Haha. What are you two doing? Oh, they've escaped. They've opened the gate and they've escaped. Oh, children. Hi, ATGH. Thank you for popping in and you're listening. So I hope you learned something about Costa Rica today because it is possibly one of the greatest countries on earth. It's so beautiful. They're very eco-minded. That like, I don't know what percentage of the country is, like 20% of the entire country is protected in some form. So there's lots of beautiful spaces that they're not going to be cut down. There's not going to be any animals killed. So I love that about the country. They're peaceful. They've got no army. And the people, the Ticos, are just amazing. They will open their homes to you. So I should go, because I can hear my kids out in the front yard where there's no fence and we live on a busy street and I don't want them to get squished. Thank you all for joining today. That was a lot of fun. And I think I'm going to start doing like travel trivia Fridays because I've got nothing else to do on a Friday except stop these two from bickering. So maybe next week you can join me again. I will get some more trivia gathered up from a different country. And I'll do a promo video so that you guys know in advance which country it is, and maybe you can read up a little bit on it and try and beat Fuchsia Studios, who won today. Yay, Fuchsia Studios! I'm going to DM you on Twitter and see if I can grab your address, and I am going to send you something. I'm going to send you some sort of prize for winning, because that would be fun. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. You make me so happy because I wasn't sure if anybody would even come since this is not a planned live stream. And I will talk to you hopefully next week. All right. Bye.